Hello, this is Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts. Hey, I just wanted to talk about bending wire. This is a head pin that is, quite long. Let's see, 3 inches, I believe. Yep, a 3-inch long head pin, and it's called a head pin because it has a pin top on it. See that? And this end is nice and open so that you can put beads on it. So let's go ahead and put some beads on. Now, I don't know if these will all fit through this wire, but let's try it. There's a nice little heart right at the bottom. I love that. And I'm going to try and get up close here so you can see when it comes to wire bending. But let's go ahead and take you out just a little bit. And I'll hold things up to the camera. Let's start with, actually, a little round bead. I like that at the beginning. And then let's put on a heart. And let me readjust my lamp so when I hold things up you can see them better. There we go. Let's see, we can brighten up here. Okay, so we have 2 beads. What do we have here? Oh, that's a weird one. That one is headed for the garbage because it's not a bead will work on anything. Let's put another small bead on there. Now you can go even smaller than this if it'll fit on your wire. I don't know what millimeter this wire is. It's just one I like to use for wire bending. And let's put on this red heart. Now, oh, it had a little piece of glass inside of it. These are glass beads. And let's put another little bead. There we go. And let's see. I guess maybe. Ooh, I like that. That's a nice one. Might undo that one. Let's see. So we've got quite a bit of space here. We don't need to use it all, but hey, what's wrong with that? Not much. Okay, I'm just going to clip this off. This is a wire cutter. It is not for that memory wire. That is a different cutter that cuts that. If you want to see what that looks like, I can get it out. But this one, you can see it's very thin on this side. And that's so you can get it right up against the bead and cut the wire. After you've twisted it, of course. So I can put this right in here. Always block it. Oops, I put it up too high. Block it so you don't get this in your eyeball. Because it does happen and it's very painful. Okay, let's take that out. Those will get thrown away. Okay, I like that bead better because it's just a little bit brighter pink. And then we'll go for another little doodad here. There we go. And now it's time for another little pink bead if we have one. Here it is. And now we need another tiny one, a little round one. And now another small one, another small heart. And oh boy, we're running out of room, so we're going to put this last bead on right here. And this is our little bead dangle. Now, it looks to me like it could go on the Alice journal. What do you think? With all those hearts. So, now, do we want to wire wrap this? And if we do, what are we going to put it on? Maybe a piece of chain? Let's put it on here. Just for fun. So, if you want to put this directly on this chain through one of these holes, make sure your wire fits first. Otherwise, you're doing it for nothing, and then you'll be frustrated. So, let's find our tool like this, and I'm going to have to steal from here to put this on here. I lost one of these. Isn't that terrible? Who loses things like that? Well, I do, I guess. They don't, I love these tools because they are very strong and they are extremely easy on your hands. These are by Lindstrom, and I ordered them special for myself. Okay, we'll see if that stays. But see, ergonomically, it's good for your hands. Not good for your hands, but it is comfortable in your hands, and your hands aren't exhausted at the end of beading. So, depending on how much space you want here, between here, that bead, and your loop, you know, a loopy-doo. Here we go, loop-de-loo. Our loop is going to be a twisted loop, and that will mean that we need extra room here. So I'm going to move this up to a little bit fatter area on the tool. The reason I'm doing that is so that this can bend over, and now you see we have a wrapping space on our, see that? A little bit of space to wrap. Okay, now move this tool. It was this direction. Now you're going to move it to here. You're moving it to the top part, and you're going to shove it right up against. Going to shove it right up against that wire, because now you have this beautiful little L shape, and your tool is against the back of this wire, the one that's coming up this way. Now, depending on how big you want that loop to be, that loop, hard to see there, sorry. Depending on how big you want that loop to be, you'll move it up or down from here to get the size you want. It's just preference. I usually stick mine right about, I don't know, a quarter of the way. You bring this part of the L, the one with no beads on it, up exactly like that. It's hard to see, but it's got this little bend in it now. Okay, so you're like this. Okay, bring it back down, and now, let's see, got mixed up. Okay, now that it's on the back side of your tool, got that, bring it straight towards you. See that? We brought it right over the top, holding this straight in front of you. Now, this piece, bend it down, move this way, so you bent it down in front. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to hold that for you. There, you bent it down in front of your, it won't go flat because your bead's there. You don't want to do it off to the side yet until you're ready. Okay? So now we are going to put our tool here, and we're going to wrap that. Now this is a very short wire, and it's pretty strong wire, so I'm going to need another tool to help me. I'm going to flip this around so this wire, it's back, the one that I need to bring towards me is behind the needles. These are needle, like a little needle nose, round nose pliers. And I'm just going to grab a tool that I'm comfortable with for wire wrapping, and I'm going to bring that around tight on the piece. Now I can lift this off of here and take a look at it. Okay, so I did bend it just a little too much, so I'm going to straighten it up so my bead will hang properly. Just a little tiny twist. And now, before I twist it all up, unless I want to use jump rings on it, I need to put it on my chain. I'm not going to put it on the very first chain because I know I cut that off there. I'm going to move up a little bit and pick a chain I haven't sliced and diced on, a chain loop. Let's see, I'm going to hold that like that. Let's take that off there. I need to open this up just slightly, make a door. I made a little door there, so that I can slip the chain on there. So just pick any loop. There you go. Slide it on. Slide it up to the, hold it upside down. Now pinch this little, whoops, get back down there. Pinch this little piece together, just like that. Now, take, well, you can use this if you want. Here's another pair of these, so let's use this one. And now you're going to start wrapping. It's easy for things to get away from you here, so just kind of hang on. And you kind of have to move your wrist around here a little bit. Whoops, my tool's fighting back. I didn't leave myself a lot of space here, so helps to kind of turn things around a little bit. Now grab the end. Whoops, get out of there. You're in my way. If you can't grab the end, just squish it towards it and work your way around. Don't do it too hard because your wire will break. So there we are. We have a nice little dangle there. Shall we do another one? If I remember, I'll edit it out, but I don't know. Goodness. Okay, so let's say we want to use one of these. Why, you say? Well, because that's pretty easy to hook onto a wire. Now, given that, these always have a chance. Let me hold it. These always have a chance of, you know, opening and coming off. But that gives us something to hook into the chain. Oh, my chain must have broke. Yep, it did, look. Oh, now I've got this and it won't be on there because it broke through my chain. Darn it. Now I have to get a jump ring. Oh, that is not there. So I ought to find a tiny jump ring because that's a tiny piece. Yeah, I didn't break that. Okay. I broke that. So here's a little tiny jump ring. Oh, that's a double. That's a double. You don't want to do a double yet. I have to find a little one here. Yeah. See, there's all kinds of them. There's a little tiny one right there. We'll use that. Okay. So I'll just show you this part now. If it all fails, I don't know if this one will go through the wire, to be honest with you. It's pretty good weight. It's hard to see where the things are at on this one. Make sure you do them away from each other. One towards you, or hold that and just push one back. Don't bend them this way. Go around your loop and put this loop, if it'll fit, through your chain. My eyes are very tired today. That's not it. I should have got a little better chain out. I have this one, but I have to fix it. It's old cuckoo clock chain. And it has to be pushed back together. But I should have got a little wider one out. Okay, there we go. Just hook it through and then carefully close the door back up. That's not going to work. I have to use this. Flat ones. Okay, one down there. One there. Scoot it back together. And I just like to make sure that that piece goes back nice and even. You're scooching it back and forth till it makes that little bit right there. And there it is. Okay, trying again. So this was our ring we opened up. And it's going to hook onto the chain. So let's make another one of these. This time let's start with this brighter pink. Now, you're going to end up making a loop down here, so be thinking about what you want to hang on it. A charm is normally what you'd put there. Let me close my loop up here, because I don't want my beads to come off this end. Because they will. Okay, so we have that one. This is a plastic bead, so it has a little plasticky feel to it. And then let's say we're going to do a big one. Let's do a big one. Oh yeah. And then let's do another lighter plasticky bead. There we go. And then we'll do the darker pink. And what did we use? We used that pretty pink color, so let's use it again. Shall we? Where's the hole? There it is. Now we need a lighter heart. And you can see I'm building it to hang this way. Make sure your hearts are going the correct direction. And then we need one of these little, well, I guess they're plastic, but you know, I just feeling that one. I think it is glass. I think it is. Okay, so now we need to do the same thing again. This one is a little shorter. As you can see, we're going to bend it away from us. Now we've got that L. Bring this up on top. Fold this over towards you all the way. Wrap it clear around. And I went ahead and moved it off to the side because I know I'm going to twist it. But I need to back it off a little because I have to put it on my chain. No, I have to put my charm on it. Sorry. So I think, because I think this might go on the Alice journal, I think I would like to put a key below all these hearts. So I'm going to slip that on there. And I'm going to look at it and be sure that it's going to look okay. Yeah, it'll work fine. Okay. Clamp that wire together, both wires, and now we're going to wrap it. Sometimes you can just, if you have enough space, you can start the wrapping with your finger. Now this is not very neat wrapping. Some people like to do the grungy wrap or the messy wrap, and some people like to do very tight wrapping. Now this one is just kind of grungy because I didn't leave myself a lot of wire. So what the heck? My little tool is coming apart. Take that, you dirty rat. Okay. So I'm going to pull it up just a little bit. And boy, my eyes are not liking me right now. Okay, what I want to do is get right under here. I'm just going to push that up a little bit. And now I want to always leave yourself some space. But regardless, this is showing you how you can get a good wrap or a good bend in your wire so that when you bead, you get a nice loop in your design, and that will help with how things go together for you. Sorry, my eyes are kind of giving up on me right now. When you bead, it's important to have magnifiers that will help. Okay, so that is the grungy wrap there. And you can make them any way you want, really. Now I'm going to hold this up so I can see it. Now these are on a wire, so if it's bent, you can bend it back. And I can see that my wire is sticking up, and if I rub my finger on it without looking at it, I can feel it just kind of scrape my finger. So you do want to get in there, and this part's not always easy, but you do want to get in there. You want to follow that wire around. There we go. And you want to press it down in there. And the reason you want to do that is so nobody gets hurt on any of your items. Now we have our loop up here, and we could just put a jump ring on there. However, this loop is not tightly closed. So my recommendation is that you could put a ring on it, or if you don't want to put a jump ring on it, just go ahead and open it up. Put it on here without getting your beads off the end. Oh, good heavens, that would be sad. Okay. Now that's down at the base, and this is the openings pointing up. You're going to stick your little needle nose in there, and you are going to wrap that around and point that little wire towards the hole without messing it up too much. Let's see. And it's easy to bend the wires the wrong way and not be able to find the the right side of it. It's all very normal. Don't get frustrated with it. Just work with it and be gentle. So there we go. Now we have 2 dangles hanging off of there and a charm. So let's just try it with the wire here. And we'll leave ourselves some space. Let's use this one, because we can put a charm on it. We're going to go for a little bigger loop. So we have our loop, and if we had a bead right here, we would bend this way to start. So we have our L going in a different direction this time. Now take this one, flop it straight up, wrap it right around, twist your tool, and now you're ready to do your wrap. Now this one, because we're going to wrap it right now. Now this is, because we're going to wrap it right now, it's going to have a jump ring on it. You want to bring that around. And if you want a neat wrap, every time you wrap it, you're going to have to keep it right by the other wire. See that? It's just I'm going a lot slower this time to keep that wire nice and neat right there. Now, that's 3 wraps. That's usually pretty good. Some people like to do a whole bunch. I'm not one of them. So I'm going to pull that up tight against the wire. I'm going to bring it up where I can see it good. And now I'm going to use that tool that I stole the pieces from, this one. And I'm going to use this flat end. It's curved, but I'm going to call it flat for right now. I'm going to get right in there. I'm going to pull this out. Cut that off, and then I'm going to check it. Going to straighten everything up. And now I need to press that down because, owie, that thing hurts. So I'm going to hold this end. Flip it over. And I'm going to press it down again. You're pressing that wire right up against it. You can see the wire there. Of course, it's not sitting up against a bead or anything. Okay, how's that? That okay? So you can see how that works. Now you have a blank piece here. And I don't know. You could put you could wrap a bead on it, and by that I mean you could get a piece of paper and wrap it up so it's like a bead. And that's about all you could do with it. That could actually go a little flatter, but yeah. But what could we do with it? We could wrap it with something. But I want to hang something Alice-y on it. Let's see what we have. Oh my goodness, we have so much. Well, here's an Alice. Ooh, let's do Alice. Alice is going to need a hole in her head. Sorry, Alice, we're going to put... Oh, this one's good. She's looking away from us. That way, if it hurts, it'll be okay. Let me get my small hole punch. Let's see, is that it? Yes. Here is my small hole punch. See the little tiny puncher there? Okay, Alice, don't look. Don't really like that her hand is up there, but we're going to go with it. There we go. Okay. So we're going to put Alice on this way. And if we don't really like the back of Alice showing, we could put another one with her. Okay, so here she is. Now we need a jump ring to go between the two. I'm going to use a little bigger one this time so that she hangs down a little bit. No, let's go small. Big or small, big or small. Oh, that's a double. That is a split ring. And a split ring goes around twice, and they're perfect if you don't want your stuff to come off of your necklace. Now it's a split ring. There's a small one. Come on. Ooh, we could use a fancy one on this one. Let's do that. This one's fancy. Oh, don't use that, Angie. Naughty girl. Oh, it's this one is so soft. Okay, going through that ring. Now, the nice thing about this one is that, about going through this one with a ring is that if, by putting it into Alice like this, if it comes off, you know, it's probably no big deal. because we can always put one back on. So there's that. Okay, now we have Alice, and we need to put something up here to put it on the chain. So I think I would like to put Alice where? Right here? Sure. But we really do need something up here. What could we put there? Oh, you know what you could do? You could almost wrap it with a string. Or something. You have to hold it down one way. Come up. Oops. Well, you'd have to glue it as you go, too. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Oh, I know. I know what we can do. Let me see. We might be able to use these. Now normally these go around a little tiny bead that normally is on here. It's bad to do it with Alice already on there. So you put that. Oops. Okay. You do it the right way. Hold this with a tool. See if you can get that on there a little bit. It's not going to be easy because they have a little tiny split on them. Okay. Now, there are special tools that will help you close these. And really, if I had one of those right now, I'd probably be doing that better. But it doesn't help that Missy is on there. Okay, let me grab the right tools. Having the right tools, follow my rules. Hey, where'd they go? Maybe I have them over there already. Oh, I do. They are here. Oh, Angie. Now there's two different sizes. There's a small one and a little larger one. So if you can get it right in there and hold it, put your Alice on there like this, and it comes off. Gotta have it just in the right spot, otherwise it won't do it right. Okay. Hard to see. Okay, put that on there. Squish it together. Oh, don't come off now. Be a sweetheart and stay on there. Okay, double checking it. Now if they get crooked, you can actually straighten them out. It is a little bit crooked. Okay, well, I'm not going to finish that. So, there we go. We've got that on there. Now, let's, of course, I want to fuss with it now, don't I? I think what I did was I got it caught up. They're pretty fussy. And they really do work better with hang on. I got a piece of fuzzy cut in there. Birds of a feather flock together. So there we go. Okay, it's on there a little bit better. It's going to come off because it's not tight enough. And if I had a little bead in there for it to go around, it would be so much better. Right now it's just kind of crookedy. Okay, I'm leaving it alone. Grab your jump ring. Put it on there. I recommend you wrap it. Unless you're going to have some little beads on there to cover your with that. Okay. Oh, this won't go through the wire. I know that. I know that it won't. It's too fat. So grab a little thin jump ring. One forward, one backward. Opening and closing the door. Okay. I want to make sure we're going in the right direction here. Keeping it right side up. There we go. Okay, so there we did 3 of them, and that doesn't look too bad. So if you have any questions, please ask. I would be glad to help. But next time we'll put a bead on there. Let's get it up close and wonderful. So we have our 3 pieces all done. Oh, I see a piece of metal back there, so let's move that out of the way. That doesn't help us view it properly. So that's the beginning of an Alice chain. There we go. There we go. How's that? That's too far away. You can't see it. No, that's too in the one. There's just a medium spot I can't get to. So there we go. So that is the beginning. And I hope that was helpful. Mostly I wanted to just show this wrap. How to make that fold over and either make it look like this. It's the same way, except for you don't wrap it. You just bring it to here after you move your tool around and you clip it right off to the side here. And it's very simple. You want to see that one? Okay, here we go. We're going to use this. Find my tool. Okay, same way. Right against the bead. Bend it. Now we have our L. Flip this up, just like that. Make your L going up now. But now you're going to come clear around. Bring it off to the side, right there. Take a look at it and say, oh yeah, I see where it comes from, where it comes. Here, let's see. Where it comes. See where it's crossing? You want to cut that wire on the back side right next to the post. So let's do that. You need your wire cutter one. And turn your flat part of the tool towards your wire. And snip it. And there we go. Now that one was a little too long. So if that's the case, then you can pull it out. You'll notice the tools do leave a dent in the wire wrapping. Let me cut that just slightly shorter. Oh. Just slightly, and might have cut it too much. There we go. Need to straighten that. Stick your tool in there and you can wrap it closed. See that? That one's mine, that one's the company's. So it's not too bad. It's still open a little bit so a bead can, so something can go on there. You know, you could probably get something on there, but I probably won't. But it's ready to go on the chain, and then it can be tightened once it's on there, just by doing, like I said earlier, you bring this in either close to the wire or the chain. If you want to just stick it in the chain, you just put it in. I shouldn't put it here. That's where it broke. There we go. Stick your wire, your needle nose in there, and bring your wrap in. Now if it bends out of shape, you just go back to the beginning and just kind of round it back out. You don't pull it apart, because it'll never go back. Push that against the, oh, everything's hanging onto it down there. But you notice that those aren't always, those won't always hold good, because there will always be a space in it. And if you push it too far, then you lose this roundy part back here. So you kind of have to maneuver it slowly to keep your round loop. No, it's hard to see. So there we go. Wire wrapping 101. It's a wrap. So there we go. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And this is just a beginning of stuff, just to show about wire wrapping. So I'll probably make tassel offline and come back with it when we're ready to put it on the book. That way I can add this and that to it as I think about it. All right, thanks for joining me today, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.